how are we going to evangelize people? I mean, we know that we have a lot of talented blockchain developers in our midst, and not just here, but as a continent, as we have well attested. And so how we, most of these people, as we cited earlier, is lack of resources such as infrastructure resources, financial resources. So how are we going to evangelize people to come together? And you know, one of the few things that have been mentioned out here is investing in things like ICOs, but how do we evangelize people more into, you know, supporting and building our very own, you know, because we have amazing, talented African blockchain developers.
Yeah, that is interesting, because one of the key challenges for Africa is the people who have the finance are not willing to release it to support innovation. Yeah, so one of the solutions that I believe is going to help us is have lobby groups. Let us mobilize to have industry-specific lobby groups. Make industry leaders to believe in blockchain. Then if we have IT gurus, because there are IT gurus right now, and I know some of them who still don't believe blockchain is a big thing, but they have been in the IT industry for years. So if we can have industry-specific lobby groups in law, in IT, in education, then these people can help us drive this project. And through that, we can get funding from government, we can get funding from now venture capitalists, because these industry leaders, they have their networks, and once they believe in your project, I mean, somebody tell me, if Bob Polimos comes to your project, how easy is it for you to get finance? It's going to be easier. So we need to get more of these people to believe more on blockchain and to support our own.
Caroline, what do you have to say about that?
So my opinion on that is that we need to look at it from like region perspective or industrial perspective. Because when you look at things from the top, even in organizations, whatever is supported at the C level is able to get support even at the base. So if you're looking at pushing the blockchain agenda, it would have to be looked at in industrial perspective, like it's shared pain points that we have in the transport industry. When you have the key people, and someone spoke about it here, having the key people join these forums, I believe that's the way we are going to make huge milestones. If you're going to start from bottom up, it will be quite a task.
Yeah, I think just to add on that, I think the thing that will really change the game is having one use case or like product developed in blockchain that does really, really well in the market. I think that will call attention to the space, and people will begin to take us more seriously. So, and the only way we can achieve this is by building different applications, use cases, and having liquidity come into the market, as Benjamin was saying, through exchanges like KuBitX and other exchanges. Because at the end of the day, you need money circulating. You need what you call velocity of money.
Yes.
The blockchain, Kenyan or African economy. So until we have an application that is widely, or not even widely, but makes an impact in the market, then we will not have the old money coming into the market and expecting us to sort of go with that. So we have to have the job is on our side to work hard something about us.
It's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing that we've all mentioned this, and then the one other thing that comes to my mind when we're talking about availing these opportunities to these people and working with lobby groups is that white papers sometimes are written so technical. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you all understand that. And so how are we going to help, even as we lobby, so how are we going to help people understand the details that no one involved with the white papers, just so that it's easier for consumers, as you well know. I mean, not everybody is able to read and I speak for the majority of people because I've encountered such a similar situation. It's not that the white paper is not well elaborated, but just helping people. So what other way could we do it? I mean, do we have to hold civic education? You know, like how we did during I'm not trying to police in this particular forum, but you know, think about when we had the proposed new constitution, where we had civic education going on with the mashinani and rural areas. So how do we train people to understand, white papers, just and then for them not to see it, the fact that it's even being called a white paper, when people think about it, white paper, then it's such a white parcel of paper.
Yes, what I would say, that's a very good question. What I would say is not everyone is meant to understand how the intricacies of blockchain. And I learned this the hard way. I used to think you have to go tell everyone about crypto, but I've come to realize if you look at the internet, people don't know TCP/IP. Yeah? We don't go to your sister and ask her, how does TCP/IP work? Start explaining how this should work. You just use the internet, you use email. Somebody makes a website. So blockchain is at that level. It's a layered protocol, and you have to keep putting layers upon layers of this protocol. So you probably need, in the whole of Africa, probably need 2,000 good engineers. We don't have them right now, so we're trying to solve that problem.
Yes.
But we need people now who think at the high level, go to them, look at problems, see if you need automated trust to solve those problems, and then now work with the techies like us to build those applications. Which goes to my earlier point. Until we have different people of different skill sets collaborating on solving an actual problem that exists on the ground, we're not going to go anywhere. We can talk here about blockchain forever, but we're not going to go anywhere. So not everyone really needs to know the details, but we need to build applications or solutions that everyone can use. But on the other hand, also blockchain gives an opportunity for the masses. People are able to sort of invest in ideas, create an open market for people now to benefit from solutions. So, for example, I think someone gave the example of a Safaricom. Not everyone benefited from Safaricom IPO, right? So, blockchain now democratizes that, opens that up to people who are interested in supporting ventures. They don't take keys, they don't be involved day to day, but they can say, I have a spare 5,000 shillings, let me invest in something like KuBitX, let's see where it goes. I have another 5,000 shillings, let me invest in Bit of Africa, whatever we're working on, see where it goes. So it's created an opportunity at different levels for people to invest, to come in, but it's also very technical. We need people to come and demystify the technology to people who have ideas for solutions.
Okay, maybe an additional up on that, not for the regular users who don't need to understand code, but for institutions which are having IT courses. Remember back in campus, what we had the time there was artificial intelligence, because the course was not designed with artificial intelligence in mind. What they'd have is special topics. Because we look at changing the whole education system to fit the new technologies, it will take a lot of time. And that time is the time we need to be innovating already. So from a developer's perspective, I'd say the institutions have to find a way of maybe like a 1 unit, a special topic unit, or maybe like a 1 semester where you include the emerging technologies. And you see with people like GitHub Africa, you're able to collaborate, like what Stratma is doing with them. You don't have to train the old lecturers to sort of teach the new technologies, but you can engage the private sector to offer such courses.
Okay, what I think is we should do in simplifying this technology is what I believe we can, in presenting it, we should use this structure of challenge, process, then solution. Because many times, many of you, if you remember high school, how many of you ask themselves question why you are being taught Pythagoras theorem? I mean, then it did make sense, yeah? You're wondering, why am I being taught this thing, or moles in chemistry, yeah? So, as adults right now, we don't need to be taught things we don't know where we're going to apply them. So the first thing in teaching blockchain, people need to be told what the challenge is. then the process, what has been happening over a period, then now you bring the solution. That will make me appreciate, because if you go to banking industry and just give them blockchain, they have systems that are working already. So they won't understand why they need blockchain. Or even in schools, I mean, for you to make people in careers to appreciate blockchain courses, you need to tell them, to help them understand the challenges that are existing that blockchain can solve. Take them through the process, take them through what has been happening over a period, then bring out the solution. Trust me, if we use this process, whether in, I know white papers are there and they're not going to leave, but the masses don't need the white paper. How many of you have read the Bitcoin white paper? Probably only half or... Yes, very few. So the masses don't need the white paper. We can simplify this technology using a process of challenges, processes, and solution. Yeah.
Excellent. Just going to cover my purpose of hearing my question. Now, there has been this, let's call it regulatory institutions that have, like the central bank. They've been quite adamant on their position on cryptos. And I want to hear from you all, how exactly would we work with, like there was a recommendation that was given by the ICT task force, which seems to be somewhat leaning more on the side of the government's position. But then, by and by, we're seeing more articles being written, we're seeing more events happening that are kind of creating that awareness and sensitization on where exactly we're going as an economy, as an emerging economy, to be precise, on the blockchain technology. But then what more can be done by these regulatory bodies? What more can be done? Like, would there be other things other than them just publicly saying, oh yeah, we set up a task force and they're looking into this matter and they're willing to support, and it kind of just feels like just borrowing from George's words, kind of feels like they're just saying, okay, so yes, like you all know that yes, we're with it, but really, how much more needs to be done? What needs to be done by us? Those of us who are, as Guru from Rosalie, who spoke earlier said, early adopters. What do we need to do more? Other than the lobbying, other than the education, other than the events, what more can we do to get these bodies on board and taking this off as it ought to be done? I mean, I'm just thinking about the presentation that have been done tonight by all of us, and we can all attest to the fact that more needs to be done. So in your own words, what needs to be done?
Yeah, I always get that question. I think for me, what I've observed, if you look at the model in Silicon Valley, of course you can't borrow everything from them, but the one thing the Americans do is they have something where they say, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness. I don't know if you guys get that. So they say, and Solomon is an American, she tells us. So, not to put you on the spot. So, basically, regulation follows innovation, always. Innovation cannot come after regulation. It's just not possible. That's not how things work. So, I think the people who are innovating, as long as they're not doing scams or terrorism or money laundering or other crazy stuff, they should not shy away from innovating. And the policy makers will come in and sort of observe what's going on and then come up with frameworks that hopefully support the industry. I think Kenya has been a lucky country. I was just talking to a lady, and she said, if you travel across Africa, there is no country that is as open in terms of innovation as Kenya. That's why we have what we call the Silicon Savannah in Kenya. So the policy makers will come in when they do. Of course, we want them to offer more clarity so that traditional businesses can now partner with blockchain businesses. That will take time. So we should not just sit down and wait for that to happen. We should be actively innovating. And during my speech earlier, I was saying blockchain technology allows you to at least build a product and test it. Right? Then when you need to commercialize it or scale it, that's when the regulators will come in. Because they have to do things like consumer protection, that's their job. And they also have to what's the regulators? They do consumer protection and they also create policy. So they also have to create the right policies that support the innovations to grow. And it's a challenge for everyone. I think it'll be very interesting to see what happens the coming months, the coming years, because this technology clearly is not going away.
Yes.
So we need to work together and create a space for the millions of young people who are living in colleges to come and find opportunities that they can actually exploit.
What I'd say on that is we cannot regulate the blockchain itself. It's decentralized, we've lost control. What you can regulate is the players that are coming in. Like, for example, the ICOs, there's been a lot of scams. So the point you discuss about consumer protection to sort of validate when there is someone, there's like an oversight body that will enable people to know this is legit, or at least they put checks and balances for this innovators, because as much as you want to assume that people always have good motives, doesn't always happen like that. And I think an oversight body, like, for example, if you look at the European Union, the way they handle technology, if you look at maybe something about data in the GDPR, when we heard of GDPR, first we thought it should be a problem, but once they've come up with at least a framework to help people, then if you're collecting data, this is the way you want it done. You want you to ensure that the rights of the individuals are not violated. So oversight bodies, I believe, when they step in at the borders, not inside the innovation, they shouldn't stop the innovation, but they can really help in validating this technology, because it's going to be life transforming for all of us.
Okay, about regulation, what I said earlier is that when regulation comes in, it's in a way stamps the activity that is going on. What Jonas said is that regulation follows innovation. So actually, when the regulation is coming in, it's actually coming to stamp now the innovation, to approve that this thing that is going on, we approve of it and we believe in it. So I'm just going to repeat that what I think is going to help us is a lot of lobbying and a lot of activity. What Itange said the last time at Tradition Blue, that we need to continue making noise about this thing until everybody who is involved, let me say people in government, people in parliament, will be like, what is this? We need to give it an ear. Yeah, so we need to keep making noise. We are planning next year, probably early or mid next year, to have an advocates forum on blockchain, for advocates supporting blockchain. This is an industry-based, an industry-specific, let me say, seminar or meetup to involve only advocates. Yes, let's come on board. And what we're going to put is to hear from these people. Why are they not pushing for regulation? Why are they not pushing for adoption of blockchain? Because, trust me, these people can help us push this regulation, and we can't ignore them. We can't ignore them, we can't push them away. So that is one thing that we should continue doing, lobbying and activity. Innovation should continue. We need more bloggers. We need more blogging companies. We need more news. Those who are in the media, those who are people in the media, we need more influence of the media. It should be activity. This coming year, there should be double activity in the media and in every aspect. I think that will help us to bring on board the regulators and make sense of the technology.
That's a final question, so that we open the floor for the audience to join us in this amazing discussion. How are we going to, and is it even possible to leapfrog as we see our nation did with the financial services? Is it possible to leapfrog? And given that we're saying yes, let's get information out there, let's hone in on any and every medium of information or a way that we could talk about this. But are we able to leapfrog really using the blockchain technology in just comparing the M-Pesa boom?
Most certainly, definitely. I think the different areas that blockchain can be quite useful. When you look at permissionless markets, so for example, you have a lady who buys her shea butter from Uganda and then comes and packages it in Nairobi and then sells it all over Kenya. She cannot do transactions with the suppliers using cryptocurrencies on a peer-to-peer e-commerce platform. And the biggest example, of course, is local bitcoins. I saw KuBitX have a marketplace as well. So these are things that you cannot do with, for example, Visa or even M-Pesa quite easily. Because you have to look at things like transaction costs, you have to look at things like supply chain. How do you trust that the supply will deliver the food? Especially because we don't have local addressing systems, they're not quite well developed. So there are a lot of intermediaries that can be disrupted or can be replaced using the blockchain. And I think the best example to see now are peer-to-peer markets. And I mean, there's a reason why in Kenya you have $1 million traded a week in a peer-to-peer market. That has never happened before. So there's certainly very many use cases that only blockchain can really develop and accelerate.
I'd say for us to get there, we would need to be realistic about the problems that are facing us. Getting Western ideas and trying to apply them here won't work. And for the first time, let's support our own. Let's support the GitHubs, KuBitX. Let's work with our own developers because they understand our problem better.
Yeah, in terms of the leapfrogging, I don't think that in this technology we are going to be able to leapfrog compared to M-Pesa. And this is my reason. In one way, we might, especially in terms of cryptocurrency, but comparing to what happened in the internet age, I don't think in Africa leapfrogging is going to be a reality because first and foremost, we do have systems. We have to create a base, build a base of information, help institutions, students, or let me say, employers appreciate blockchain technology that is not already there. Do you know there are companies today that still do not appreciate internet? I mean, there's another revolution coming in, which is blockchain. Yet the past one, there are institutions that still do not appreciate it. So this is Africa. While I believe in this technology, I believe we can push it faster. I don't believe that we are going to be able to leapfrog. We're going to be able to see maybe 0 to 1,000 adoption. We're going to grow. I believe we're going to grow. This depends on the rate of our introduction of new solutions and the rate of our level of education in terms of how our let me say local universities, local colleges, how fast are they going to adopt blockchain into their courses? These are the things that will help us increase the speed of adoption. But leapfrogging, in my view, I don't think it's going to, compared to M-Pesa, I don't think it's, because M-Pesa already solves a key problem that, let me say, because right now, if we are to maybe compare M-Pesa and cryptocurrency, M-Pesa, the mama mbogas and the small users, the medium enterprises, they're already used to M-Pesa. And it is solving their challenges. Yeah? So for them to shift to crypto, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. The elites, people who are students, are going to shift immediately because many of them understand the value. But for mama mbogas, who drove M-Pesa and who made M-Pesa to be big, they're not going to leapfrog that fast. Yeah.
Wow. All right. Before we're getting another mic from one of our colleagues, and before that happens, so that's just got me thinking. Maybe what it's very interesting because the 2 points we've got, it's possible to leapfrog, and Benjamin, you're agreeing with it, but you're kind of also saying, in terms of the statistics, based on just what happened with MSI, it's more of, it's going to take a while. But then, just based on where we're at as a nation, and I'm looking at Kenya right now, and given that it's the fastest growing economy in Africa, so to speak, right? So, I mean, what hindrance exactly would there be if people get opportunities to be trained on how to do? And I was thinking of this, just remembering somebody even shared a video on how in the ancient time they used to use decentralized systems. It was just a bit different on how they applied it, And so how again would you qualify that? Yes, it may be a while to leapfrog, and I love that we're all saying yes, it's not gonna. And of course we know Rome wasn't built in a day, right? So how else would we encourage the engagements to kind of own one? How else can we encourage that, even though it's not going to be more than broken, but how else could we kind of expedite, if possible, expedite?
Myself, I'm personally more bullish, more than Benjamin, because I see sort of the power of high-speed transactions. M-Pesa is fast, but blockchain will be very, very, very fast. There are many blockchain platforms that are working on this. And the adoption will just take one wrong move. For example, I think M-Pesa went down last week. Was it half a day? So if that happened for a week, then, and they happen to be a very fast system, then people will begin to transition slowly to another system. So the competition is there, technology evolves very quickly. And personally, I'm very bullish on the technology. If you look at, Kenya is actually also unique because M-Pesa was born here. So we have an attachment to it. We don't want to see something like M-Pesa die because we associate ourselves with that brand. But most of the African countries are not like Kenya. They don't even have, I was being told in Nigeria they're still using Postbank. Postbank, I remember from 20 years ago, it's what our parents used to use. They used to queue online to send money. So in these countries, particularly what we call weak states, you will have blockchain solutions taking over. I'm very confident within the next 5 to 10 years, you should see a lot of solutions being provided by blockchain. So for me, it's about transitioning, and it's about what are the best use cases for blockchain now, and then how can we use blockchain with existing technologies like M-Pesa to solve problems, because our goal is to solve problems.
Yes.
We're not falling in love with the technology, we're just looking for solutions to our problems.
I'd say if you gave me a solution that was simple to use, it's cost effective, and it's sort of relatable to me, I wouldn't have to remember I've been using M-Pesa for the last, 5 years. So it's up to the innovators in the room. Make things easy and we won't have a problem with adoption.
Next thing is if you want to have a problem with adoption. Yeah, so what Jonas has said here is we need to have real solutions. These are the things that are going to help us maybe to increase the rate of adoption, because the corporate world, for instance, if you go to banking, if you tell them about blockchain, that's why they have not involved themselves a lot right now. And I know about KCB is doing a lot behind the scene. They're doing a lot behind the scene, engaging blockchain companies to understand this technology and how they can apply it. Yeah, but we've not seen we've not seen them maybe launch something and blockchain. Why? Because these people, these corporate, they're still trying to understand the real solutions. Because that's where the difference is. It's not about the noise, it's not about the... And I like the solution of the Uprica solution that is coming in help. And if you engage with Dr. Masharia, Uprica, you'll understand the solution that Uprica is bringing. It makes health accessible to anybody. We know what President Uhuru launched in Kisumu recently, yeah? The universal healthcare. I believe with blockchain, that idea can be more polished. That idea can be great and is made to reach more people. Yeah, so this is the only way to make blockchain adoption increase. Yeah, it's not going to be like, this is a new technology, let's adopt it. Until it solves a problem. Until it replaces M-Pesa. People are using M-Pesa won't leave it. Yeah. And that's the competition we saw between Airtel and M-Pesa. Until you have maybe value in Airtel, you can't leave M-Pesa. You can't leave Safaricom. And Safaricom have used M-Pesa as their hold on you. That even though it's expensive on call rates, but you still remain with M-Pesa, you still stick. Why? Because if you go to Airtel Money, you're wondering where will you withdraw your money and all that. Yeah? So that's the same thing with blockchain or Bitcoin. Until there is a differentiation, yeah, between the solutions, there is not going to be any large movements or mass movements in adoption very soon.
I just wanted to add one thing I forgot. So, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are disrupting banking. So they're changing banking into a protocol. Into just the same way we used to have SMS, which went through Safaricom or Airtel, but today we use WhatsApp most of the time. So WhatsApp has disrupted communication. So because now banking is a protocol, an internet protocol, you can now build solutions through programming. So institutions, legacy institutions like the traditional banks, they are now forced to compete with startups like KuBitX. Because KuBitX can offer the same services that the banks are offering, faster, cheaper, and friendlier. So I think that's very important to understand the nuances. I don't think Safaricom's and KCBs will all disappear. I think the banks that are able to pivot and realize that their traditional business has been disrupted and they don't need to use a protocol instead of using a huge building with 5 floors or auditors, then that's when they're going to start seeing themselves being pushed out of the market. So I totally agree that there will be a transitional period. We can't predict who the winners will be or who the losers will be, but it's an opportunity. What I know is an opportunity for us to build solutions, and the people who obviously build the best solutions will be the new leaders that we follow, and the new people that we admire, and people who change the lives of many people.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to help me in thanking this amazing people. Please, let's